My first question of you is, you grew up in Troy, Alabama, with a sharecropping family. What was it like growing up at that time?
You're right, I did grow up outside of Troy, Alabama, which is about 50 miles from Montgomery. My father was a sharecropper, a tenant farmer. But I remember in 1944, when I was 4 years old, when my father had saved $300 and a man sold him 110 acres of land. And we moved to this farm. And on this farm, we raised a lot of cotton and corn, peanuts, hogs, cows, and chickens. Mm-hmm. And on the farm, we all had responsibility. We all had to do something. And I fell in love with raising chickens. And it became my responsibility and my duty to care for these chickens. Mm. I didn't like going to the field, working out in the hot sun, picking cotton, gathering peanuts, pulling corn. And I would argue with my mother and father as a young child and said, "This is hard work." And my mother would say, "Hard work never killed anybody." And I said, "Well, it's about to kill me." So some days when I would go off to school, I would get up early in the morning with my book bag and hide under the front porch and wait for the school bus to come up. And when I hear the school bus coming up the hill, I would ride out there and get on that bus and go off to school. But growing up there, I saw segregation and racial discrimination. When we visited the little town of Troy, I saw the signs that said white and colored. White men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting. And the schools was all segregated. Our school bus was old, ragged, broken down. We passed the white school and we see the little white children get on the new buses and enter into beautiful, well-painted schools. And I kept on asking my mother and my father, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents, why? They would say, "That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Don't get in the way. Don't get in trouble." But in 1955, 15 years old in the 10th grade, I heard of Rosa Parks. I heard the words of Martin Luther King Jr. on the old radio. The action of Rosa Parks and the words of Martin Luther King Jr. inspired me to find a way to get in the way. And I got in the way. I met Rosa Parks in 1957 when I was 17. The next year I met Martin Luther King Jr. And I have not looked back since.